So what do I mean by the title of this video? Is fan sponsorship the future of BMX sponsorship? And to explain what I'm talking about here, let's rewind a couple months to the Nathan Williams Why Not video. Christian Regal and Nathan Williams put out a project that they had worked on for years called Why Not? This video wasn't one that was paid for by one of Nathan's sponsors. Nathan and Christian made this video independently with the intentions of selling a digital download of it online for its distribution. And with that, I would consider this a perfect example of something that was fan sponsored. It might not have been until after the project was done and upon its release, but the fans and the people who wanted to see this video were in total control of how successful it was. And this week I stumbled upon something that really got my gears turning. But before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about how this fan sponsorship thing works in the broader sense of the internet and people who are creating things, or online personalities, or influencers. Hate that word, but it is accurate, and how their fans actually help sustain them as well. OnlyFans is another perfect example of this. A lot of you know what I'm talking about with OnlyFans. I don't even have to explain that one. But gamers and online personalities or influencers oftentimes have Patreon pages, which is what we're going to be talking about in a second. A Patreon page, for anyone who doesn't know, is basically a fan sponsorship platform where a creator or anything like that can go on this site and create an account, and they can create their different tiers of subscription levels. So this is based on how much somebody might want to pay to sponsor this person. This isn't exactly what it's called, but in regards to BMX, we're going to be calling this a sponsorship. So they have their different levels of sponsorship at different price points, and each of these price points usually gets you a different level of reward from this person that you're directly supporting. And I feel that this is a perfect place to introduce BMX and how this relates in what I'm talking about today. So what I stumbled upon on Instagram the other day was Joris Kalam's Patreon page. And what he's got on here are different levels of sponsorship. This is what he calls it, and this is why I'm kind of talking about it in this term, because it's kind of what it feels like it's going to become in BMX. He's got different levels of sponsorship at different price points. It looks like they all give you the exact same benefits from this sponsorship, and they give you access to different videos that he's creating specifically for his patrons on Patreon. And upon seeing this, it really got me thinking, and I wanted to introduce it to anyone who is watching this right now who might not have heard about it or seen it before. And the fact that websites like Patreon exist is a perfect opportunity for people to support the riders that they enjoy most directly. And this is the part of the conversation where I feel a lot of haters and salty people might watch this and be like, why would anyone want to do that? Is it all about money? You should be willing to do this for free. Well, let me ask every single one of you a question. If you can honestly answer no to this, you can get as salty as you want to and leave as much hate as you want to about this idea in the comments down below. Is there not a rider out there that you would be willing to pay money on some level to support, to make the types of things that you enjoy from that rider and help them make it that much easier and dedicate time to it? For example, all of the obscure people on the fringes of BMX who aren't full-fledged pros and aren't getting paid and have to have full-time jobs and don't get to ride as much as they would like to, but you just absolutely enjoy everything that they do. Is there not somebody out there like that who you would be willing to support in a monetary way, just like you might for a company by buying their stuff, but you're supporting them directly so that they can more easily put the time in and make the things that you enjoy? If there is not a single person out there like that you'd be willing to do that for, then more power to you, and you can spew all the hate you want to. But I'm willing to bet that every single person out there watching this right now can think of somebody that they would be willing to throw a couple bucks at every month, maybe $2 a month. And that might add up with a number of people and just have them be able to support themselves easier doing the things that they love and doing what you love seeing from them. Think about the fact that with direct support from people and the support from companies, how much bigger of projects could happen. This could pretty much only mean good things for riders because no one is forcing anyone to do this. This is people's free will, and the more that they are able to do, the better projects that could be made, because maybe more funding could be behind these things, and that could mean bigger and better projects. This gives the people an equal say as the companies in BMX. The people get to decide, oh, I like this person, and there's a lot of people who like this person, but they might not be at the forefront of BMX getting paid. Those people get to decide they're going to put some money towards them and support them directly, and then that person gets to do more and travel more. If it's a Nathan Williams, he doesn't have to rely on a company to want to do a project. He's getting the support directly from the people who want to see his stuff, and he gets to make what he wants to, when he wants to, and for the people who support him directly. And I feel that there's a lot of people out there who are already supporting people on some level, but outside of BMX, and we're on the cusp of something that could be another YouTube 40 years ago where it was just hated on, or we could realize that we can take advantage of this and help the people that we enjoy so much do more and see more things that we enjoy. People like to support in BMX, and I feel if the riders had the option for people to support them directly, there might be a lot of people out there who would do it. And I feel like the more you think about it, the more that the benefits just make themselves clear, and the people will decide who they want to see. If nobody wants to see somebody, well, then nobody's going to support them directly. And that just naturally means that the riders people actually enjoy and want to support directly will be able to do more. And I'm also saying this as somebody who has a Patreon page because people asked about it. I just made one, and I've got a couple people on there supporting me with nothing in return, just because they want to support what I do on the internet. And all I'm doing is making videos to try and help people, and making videos of myself and my friends having fun riding our bikes. That's it. And that opens up an entirely different conversation here in building relationships with your fans and the people who want to support you directly, because that's naturally what happens with these types of things. And building that personal relationship with the person that you're directly supporting is just another thing on top that makes me feel like there isn't a person out there who can't think of somebody that they would want that with in BMX. So when you see this come up from somebody, because it's going to come up with more people, it's just naturally going to happen. It's the way of the internet these days, and a lot of people are making their living by being directly supported by the people who enjoy them. So that just means that more people are going to do this. And when you see it, I please just beg you to have an open mind and maybe consider it, and maybe just consider the fact that you might have somebody, even though it's not that person, that you would want to directly support if the option was available. Leave your thoughts on it in the comment section down below, because I'm very curious to hear if I'm right in thinking that there's a lot of people out there who would be willing to directly support riders if they were given the option to. And if you're finding your way here from somewhere else, consider hitting the subscribe button while you're leaving your thoughts below, so that hopefully we can see you next time for another video. I want to thank you guys all for being here and watching. Thank you to everyone who supports what I do, and hopefully we'll see you next time for another one. Goodbye.